Well, it's now my pleasure to welcome one of those sparkling drops of water, our commencement speaker for 2015, Sarrah Shahawy, who's in her 4th year at Harvard Medical School. Sarrah joined Westridge School in 9th grade from New Horizons School and graduated from Westridge in 2007. She graduated as valedictorian of her class from the University of Southern California in 2011 with a double major in biological sciences and French. At USC, she served as president of the Interfaith Council and founded the Ansar Service Partnership, an organization that brought together different religious groups on campus to join in community service projects in the Los Angeles area. She is passionate about the potential for interfaith and intrafaith endeavors to build bridges. During medical school, Sarrah has done research on women's health disparities and health in the Middle East and North Africa region, with a special focus on Palestinian health. Her interest in women's health started when she worked as an intern with the Deputy Executive Director at UNICEF's New York City office. Her work related to AIDS prevention and adolescent women's vulnerability to HIV worldwide. Sarrah also volunteered as a school mentor in the Harvard Medical School Bridging the Gap program, a partnership between Harvard medical students and refugee families in Boston. During her 3rd year at Harvard Medical School, Sarrah enjoyed many of her rotations, but became most interested in OB/GYN as her future specialty. She was awarded the American Congress of Obstetricians and Gynecologists 2014 District 1 John Gibbons Medical Student Award to attend the organization's annual clinical meeting. And she was also awarded the American Medical Women's Association Young Women in Science Award for first place for original research at the 2014 annual conference. Sarrah continued to sparkle. She took an extra research year after her 3rd year to work on a variety of research projects related to disparities in minority women's health. She's been working with Dr. Nawal Noor, director of the African Women's Health Center at Brigham and Women's Health Center, studying the experiences and health effects of female circumcision in Somali refugees in Boston. She also spent part of her research year in Jerusalem, where she conducted 2 projects, one in conjunction with the World Health Organization on the barriers Palestinian medical students face in accessing their hospital sites of clerkship training, and the second on the general views of Palestinian women on elective abortion, including issues of legality and access. Her research was accepted for presentation at the Lancet Palestinian Health Alliance Conference in Beirut, Lebanon, in March 2015. When Sarrah has time, she plays the piano and the oud or the oud, the oud, a Middle Eastern guitar, and she loves to sing. She was the leader of the Heartbeats, Harvard Medical School's a cappella group during her first 2 years, and she starred in the medical school's 2nd year show. She speaks English, Arabic, French, and Spanish. We're thrilled and proud to welcome Sarrah back to Westridge to give today's commencement address.
Ms. McGregor, thank you so much for that very generous introduction. Dear graduates, families, friends, teachers, alumni, and trustees, I am so honored to be addressing you today on such a momentous occasion, the commencement of the Westridge class of 2015. And I am grateful to the Westridge administration for taking a chance on a commencement speaker so young, a true testament to the school's faith in its graduates. As I look back at my own commencement here only 8 years ago, I remember carefully picking out the white dress I would wear, for how to stand out in a sea of white dresses. I remember feeling simultaneously excited and nervous about the steps ahead, and proud of the bright, fun, and accomplished classmates graduating with me. I was somewhat aware that I had had a unique experience by being a Westridge girl, mostly because Westridge often felt like a giant playground. We went from eating free candy in the senior room to dressing up as Greeks and Romans for our jousting competition, to tasting yams made in all possible ways at an official school-organized yam festival, to watching whichever flash mob the underclassmen were putting on, to a ritualistic after-school run to 21 Choice's frozen yogurt, then back to the courts for our tennis match before finally making it to the PAC for our performance of Into the Woods. And I think we went to classes in between. Secretly hoping, of course, that every day would be all school day. I remember the extraordinary teachers who left their unique mark on me. In Modern World, Ms. de Grice encouraged me to analyze traditional historic narratives critically, to think globally, and to evaluate the condition of a nation by understanding the situation of its women. In math class, Mr. Wood reminded me with his strong Australian accent to keep it simple, to not complicate the problem at hand. In US history, Mr. Harrison exposed me to the historical realities that would form the basis for modern institutional racism. And in comparative religions, he provided me with my first opportunity for the academic study of religion, contributing to the interfaith activities in which I would become so heavily involved in college. In physics, Mr. Eichelberger taught us, to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. A good life lesson, I think. And in dance class, Kashmir demanded passion and spunk. She expected that we find how to make our personalities shine and show them to the world. Graduates, the lessons you have learned here will stick with you and will contribute to the way you choose to leave your own mark on the world. Because Westridge nurtures strong women. The girls I knew and befriended here were confident, passionate, driven, but also quirky, loud, wild, weird, and most importantly, comfortable being so. And because of them, I learned to be more comfortable in my own skin. I grew up in a Muslim American family with Egyptian roots and started high school at Westridge at the age of 13, 2 years after 9/11. I was one of the few Muslims and even fewer Arab Americans at school then. It was a confusing time for a young Muslim girl. The national image of the Muslim woman, sad, oppressed, uneducated, hidden, was in stark contrast to the Muslim women I knew, especially the most extraordinary of them, who raised me on the belief that my Islamic faith demanded of me excellence, compassion, love, strong character, and the pursuit of justice. In high school at Westridge, in college at the University of Southern California, and now in medical school at Harvard, as a woman and as a Muslim, I have faced many kinds of questions and expectations of who I am. In such a small elite school like Westridge, I was grateful to the Muslim girls who had attended before me and left for me a supportive environment that was not totally unfamiliar with my faith or identity. In college at USC, I tried to contribute to greater interreligious understanding by becoming involved in interfaith dialogue, which allowed me to become stronger in my own faith by living it through the themes that unite so many religions and worldviews: love, hope, and service to causes greater than ourselves. During my time at USC with Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, secular, and other friends, we were able to shape a new culture on campus of not just interfaith dialogue, but joint interfaith service in the community, challenging and changing each other's stereotypes of what it meant to be Muslim, Hindu, religious, spiritual, or agnostic, and in doing so, changing the way we defended, worked, and interacted with members of those worldviews in the future. And in classic Westridge style, you have all been given the tools to defy stereotypes. Stereotypes of women, of white women, of minority women, of private school women, of Southern California women, of American women. As women in college and beyond, you might be scrutinized or judged harshly. You might be discriminated against. You might be threatened. You might be bullied. You might be compared against each other. You might be made to feel small or worthless. You might be fired when you speak out and ignored when you remain silent. And worst of all, you may be told explicitly or implicitly that this space was not meant for you as you are, that you must either assimilate or leave. Many of these attitudes result from expectations about who you must be. So surprise them. Borrowing from the Islamic mystical tradition, to power, people will yield willingly or unwillingly, but to beauty, everyone will yield willingly. Bring beauty into this world. Surprise them with the beauty of your unique soul, the beauty of your example, of your strength, of your eloquence, your ability to evaluate and identify an unjust situation and respond with swiftness and courage, your ability to bring women together rather than drive them apart, and most of all, to be confidently and unapologetically yourselves. Remember that when you surprise people in their stereotypes, and when you stand up for yourself, you are teaching others and changing realities for the women who will pass in your footsteps. Because unfortunately, beauty cannot counter every form of ugliness. You have been privileged in many ways, including through your uniquely superb education. But you will encounter many women who have fallen victim to terrible situations and may not have been empowered as you have to speak up or defend themselves. Figure out not just how you can defend and serve them, but how you can address their underlying realities, how to recreate the Westridge environment outside these beautiful gates in Pasadena, so that other women might benefit as well. The environment you have been exposed to here will be noticed and will make you unique. I realized the far-reaching effects of Westridge when, during my third year of medical school, I realized that women's health was to be one of my passions, and I decided to specialize in obstetrics and gynecology. I found joy and purpose in a field that focuses on women's physical and reproductive health, but also as it relates to their roles as wives, mothers, students, professionals, and to their positions in their family, in their community, and in their legal system. I felt so lucky to have found a field in medicine that I felt was holy, to care and to heal and to be an advocate for women in the vulnerable or happy or tragic or defining moments of their lives. I may not know exactly how I will impact the world yet, but it is exciting to begin to have some direction. I am still so young and was in your shoes not so long ago. But as you celebrate your graduation and accomplishments today and anticipate the exciting steps ahead, please allow me to leave you with two main pieces of advice from my own modest experience. The first, be the best you. In your internal dialogue, in your instincts, in your interactions with your family, your friends, your significant others, your teachers, your coworkers. Let your best qualities shine through every exchange. Pay attention to those who inspire you and find those qualities within yourself, whether it be the fierceness of Beyoncé, the selflessness of your mother, the eloquence of Maya Angelou, the grace of Audrey Hepburn, the loyalty of your best friend, the conviction of Hermione, the hilarity of Ellen DeGeneres, the determination of Serena Williams, the wisdom of your professor, or the general boss status of Amal Alamuddin Clooney. Most importantly, find your own uniqueness. Celebrate it and be confident in it. You will come across people who are inspired by you and people who have major criticisms. Pay equal attention to both. Celebrate and augment your strengths. Be aware of and improve your weaknesses. Seek out mentors who inspire you and who are invested in you. Keep your good friends and family close, because they will be the best gauge for you of how you have improved over time. Dream of how you would like to move through the world and work to make it a reality. My second piece of advice: be women of the world. Being the best you enables you to improve the world outside of your own. This past year, I took extra time in medical school to do research, exploring different issues in health and education in contexts that were of particular interest to me globally. Part of the year I spent in the Middle East in Jerusalem, interviewing Palestinian medical students about the barriers they face in the form of permits and checkpoints to access the hospitals in which they do their clinical training. These students represent the brightest of their cohort, but even they struggle to obtain the education they try hard to pursue due to political realities outside of their control. You are Westridge women. You are accomplished, bright, and strong. But while you strive to be the best you, do not forget to think outside of yourselves. We had the benefits of an excellent education from an invested and supportive school. That confers special responsibilities to do more and be more outside of the worlds in which you were brought up. Do not just do something you love. Make sure that the work you love resonates and reverberates beyond your sphere. Only more recently have I come to realize that it is because Westridge girls are among the smartest and the most vibrant, that as you pass through the excellent undergraduate institutions that have accepted you, and along the paths you will pursue afterwards, you will continue to self-select for a group who are more and more similar to yourselves, similarly gifted. Remember to seek avenues that allow you to interact with those who are unlike you as well. You will learn as much from them, if not more, about yourselves and the world around you. The Westridge motto, Surgere Tentamus, is an interesting one. We strive to rise. But to where and to what end? Answer those questions in the decisions you will make about your future, and make sure that as you strive to rise, you bring more than yourself up with you. And try not to rise to a place that puts you out of touch with the many realities that affect the women and men outside of your circles. These are easy things to say, I know, and many of you are already aware and interested in these issues. You will start college and join all the right clubs and student organizations, many of which work to address problems of social justice or racial discrimination. But during and after college, you may reach a few crisis points. You may ask yourself, what am I actually doing? Is what I am doing having an effect? Your comfort zones at home and in your familiar circle of friends will provide more and more security and make it harder for you to branch out, to actually do the work and make the sacrifices required to be the meaningful change you had hoped you would be. Cherish and respect your loved ones who have made it possible for you to be where you are. But also know that this discomfort, this uncertainty, this dissatisfaction is a good thing. It will push you out and up into a platform for change. And in this pursuit, we will hopefully all find more meaning in the lives we have chosen to live. As the Ecuadorian saying goes, youth that does not make the world tremble is no youth. This attitude involves some risk and involves pursuing passions that may be new or scary for you. Though my love for the field of OBGYN was clear, my decision was initially not easy. I saw a lot of beauty in the work, but also so much dangerous territory. Part of what scared me was that it is such a personal field. It deals with many of the most intimate workings of women's lives, and it is a field that seemed to me to be fraught with so many ethical and moral dilemmas. One of my other research projects in Jerusalem this year involved interviewing Palestinian women on their views on elective abortion, including religious and cultural influences, as well as issues of access to health services. Another project involved interviewing immigrant and refugee women in Boston from Somalia, Sudan, Ethiopia, and other countries about their experience with and views on female circumcision, practiced widely in many of these countries. These topics, female circumcision and abortion, especially in the Middle East, are political, controversial, uncomfortable. But I feel that studying them allows me to challenge myself and to hopefully have a small impact on the lives of women outside of my world. And as Westridge girls, you have been given the gifts that should allow you to choose to tackle the harder issues in whatever passions you pursue, even if they are uncomfortable or possibly risky to your careers. So engage with what scares you and with what challenges you. Don't look for the people and the passions and the work that will leave you as you are. Look for what will make you better, for what will push you. Do the work that is not yet clear to you, that involves discovery, and in the process, discover and unfold and improve yourself. If you put that kind of effort and thought into every passion you pursue, the world will feel you tremble. Because in the end, Beyoncé was right. You will run the world. Congratulations, Westridge class of 2015.